There any specific technologies that, especially around food, that's caught your attention? So, for example, grow your own meat or hydroponics. I know that you talked about in some of your presentations. Are there any kind of promising, disruptive technologies that's, oh, wow, we can really use it to undercut food cost or really help organize the logistical problems or deliveries or something? Is there anything like that that's caught your attention?
I'll start with the one that I find most promising, and
Mhm.
it's still a little early, but blockchain technology is, I think, is really going to, in the same way that in the early 90s, .com came, everybody got excited and then crashed, and then quietly, slowly, the real internet, the power of the internet, changed our lives. I think it's the same thing with blockchain and crypto. Was this? It was like .com. A lot of people were making fast money and making great claims, but under that is the blockchain. And whether it's supply chain transparency or even political transparency, I think you're going to see a lot more coming out of that in food.
Can you give me some example? Because I'm not connecting how food is relevant to cryptocurrency or
Uh,
blockchain.
don't think of cryptocurrency. Think of the blockchain and
Mm,
transparency in chain of custody.
mhm,
Imagine right now you might go to market and there's tiger shrimp
mhm,
and nothing about those tiger shrimp. Uh,
mhm,
you just know what the marketing and the label and maybe the guy behind the counter tell you, and you have to believe them. And then there might be a QR code on that box that links you to every uh, point of transaction along the value chain
mhm,
and provide a rating system and tell you that those shrimp were harvested in the Philippines in managed mangroves that are adhering to the tenets of agrobiodiversity, and
mhm,
that there is no negative impact from shrimp farming on the ecosystem. And that ecosystem is fully preserved and managed while still serving as a resource for shrimp. And you might even, in the same way that when you go to Blue Bottle Coffee and you have a single origin coffee from a plantation somewhere in Colombia, you might, through that QR code window, know that it came from a very specific part of, let's say, the Philippines, and it was harvested by Boat 39, who is run by, and because Juan is managing these mangroves in the Philippines in such a way that there's no negative impact on the environment while delivering to your seafood market shrimp that are delicious, you can essentially tip that fisherman
mm,
through blockchain
mm, mm,
and the Visa supported transaction system. You
mm,
can tip that person who you think is really doing a great job of protecting the environment while still delivering shrimp to you.
I like that.
That becomes very powerful. And this gets back to our conversation around Santa Monica farmers market. So if you were to go to Whole Foods, or even if you had Amazon delivered to you at home, and you could flash the QR code on your box of shrimp in this case, and make it through that connection to this fisherman, who might even come up with a profile on your phone. Wow, this was harvested 3 weeks ago in the Philippines, or maybe it was flown in fresh, and it was harvested 2 days ago. And you can see the mangroves, and they're vibrant and beautiful, and blah blah blah. You know what? I'm gonna leave them a tip the same way I do the barista. Alternatively, you might look at a container that has palm oil in it, and what you'll find is that palm oil is coming from forests in Indonesia that have been decimated. And you can see the destruction that you are now supporting by buying that product with palm oil. And that may cause you now, because you have absolute transparency on every ingredient on that container. Wait a second. If I'm sponsoring this industry that's burning down forests, do I want to buy this